Welcome to bargeguy.com. This is a follow-up video for 2021. This toilet, the plunger, just makes me feel how this whole year has gone about. We're back in the storage room. We'll get out of here again. But wow, what a year. You know, some companies are struggling really bad. They don't have work, or employees are sick with the corona. And luckily, we've been able to avoid the COVID issue as far as my employees getting sick. But yeah, there's been a lot of problems because of it. And we're not the only ones. And sometimes I wonder, you know, am I taking the right approach in this business? Or should we be doing it a different way? You know, the one thing I know for sure about this is quality is everything. If you don't do a quality product or build it, you know, with integrity, you're going to be in trouble. This year, we doubled again in size, and that definitely brings us challenges with the crew and new guys and new equipment. So I just picked up a little Weisung shear to help us out with our fuel tanks and some of the smaller stuff we build. You know, we still got the old 10-foot shear, and we picked up this Hyde Mech. I think it's H14. It's pretty nice saw. We took the other one, and what we did this year, because we're like in a little development, is the main shop over here is 5,000 feet, and then we just walked into another 2,500, and then we kind of ran out of room. So what we did was, next door there was another 3,300 square foot of air conditioned shop, and we took that on and we turned that into our assembly shop. So I had some goals this last year. Some of it was new equipment. I did get the new equipment, and we'll talk about that. And it goes back to quality and appearance of stuff. But my only problem that I'm running into now is I pay cash for everything. And this is year number 5. Things are going good. We got people ordering all from all around the country. And this kind of goes back to the original video I talked about how to build a welding shop and how to get a welding shop going. In a small shop, I know we're not a guy in a garage, but we still are small. You know, we are 14,000 square foot now. We're not a huge corporation or anything like that, but we're getting there. I don't want to be a corporate kind of guy, and my guys don't want to be that way. We still don't have a time clock. So we'll walk over here into our assembly shop, and I'll kind of get into what my goal was of splitting the shops up. Because in the aluminum shop, we were doing the metal work also, which when I say metal, I mean steel, and steel contaminates the aluminum. So I made a mistake. It was a mistake. In the middle of the summer, I decided, for a couple of reasons, was to stop taking metal work on steel work, because we didn't really have the facility to do it. And that's really what started the company, was repairs, steel barges and that kind of stuff. It's just a lot of repairs, and that's what my company's name is called, Repair Guy. Repair Guy 1. So when you look it up, it's Repair Guy 1 LLC, and people go, well, you're a barge builder, why is it Repair Guy? Well, that's a great question, but this is what happens when you grow, and you got to think about your name. When you grow, does your name fit into what you're doing? That kind of thing. There's so much into it that, you know, I know a lot about business, but definitely not. I would recommend really sticking to a business plan, which I've done before, but I didn't do that this year as much because I thought I got it. I don't really need to worry about it. I got my goals. I'll just go after my goals and it'll all work out. So my goals this year were to, after I realized that I made a mistake of stop doing repair work, and it wasn't just the shop, it was, we didn't have the manpower. We lost some of our manpower due to a couple different things, and because of COVID, it was really hard to get employees in here. And it's just, it's a struggle. It's a struggle for everybody. I mean, we're offering $1,000 signing bonuses, really good pay, flexible hours if you need it, and it's hard to get people in the door. And that's one of the biggest problems. It's not selling. So you guys that are worried about starting your business and go, well, I won't get the work, or I can't get the work, or whatever it be. There is so much work out there. If you do a quality job all day long, the work will come. The problem is getting the employees and keeping the employees and keeping them happy. And one of the ways I try to achieve keeping the employees happy is obviously good pay. If they're not paid good and they got to go home and they got to struggle with stuff at home once they leave out of here because of money, then it's counterproductive for me to have somebody struggling through life because they're not getting paid enough. So pay is huge. The other thing that, as somebody that worked in the shop myself also, is good equipment. You know, I hated going to work at a shop where something was broke. Every time you wanted to use it, it was broke. You know, that straight out sucks. And it doesn't make it fun for employees either. So I'm constantly getting new equipment for the guys. It don't have to be new. I picked this welder up here a week ago, Dynasty 350. It's got really low hours on it, but we needed another TIG welder. So this will be our second TIG welder we added this year. I mean, we're straight out busy. But some of our biggest challenges have been, like I said, as employees. So if you can figure out how to get good quality employees in the door and know what they're doing, because the other problem is employees will kill you. They will suck every dime out of your business if they can't catch on and if they can't figure out what they're doing or they don't understand it. You know, everybody wants to come in and be trained, and I get that. And for years, I spent a lot of time training people. It's hard to do, and it costs a lot of money, and a lot of employees don't understand that. So I know I'm just kind of walking around here. We're not looking at a chalkboard or something like that. So I think I'll just get to the stuff that really caused me troubles this year. And growing too fast. And everybody always tells you, don't grow too fast, it'll kill you. Don't grow too fast. You know, it's hard, don't grow too fast. And they're right. And here's the problems with growing too fast is you need a lot of money behind you to do it. So we'll just talk about some numbers, rough numbers. I don't even know them all, and I should know them all. And this gets back to one of my problems is we've grown so fast, and keeping track of stuff, it's been really hard. So part of the numbers, we'll just say I moved into this new shop here. It's something like $2,000 a month. Well, then you get first, last, whatever, your deposits, all that stuff. By the time you get an electrician in here, without any equipment, extra equipment, this one shop here probably cost me $20,000 this fall just to move into it, get it up and going for the guys. Okay, I don't have a backer, so it's definitely challenging to do. Okay, and this isn't the only shop I did. I got a shop across the road. We're not going to walk over there. That's strictly the steel shop now. So that's same thing. It cost me about $20,000 to set it up. So right there's $40,000. And then on top of COVID, what I found out, I thought I was doing the right thing, and it's not the right thing. this year. Maybe some of the other years it was the right thing, but it isn't now. The banks won't loan you money on equipment that you have in the shop, I'm told. And they say that's because of COVID. So I was rolling into this end of the year with my plan, which was I know I'm gonna need somebody to invest in my company at this point. It's so big, we got so much going on. And it's hard for me to handle it all on my own. That's just the truth of it. So I was under the impression, because this is how it worked before, and I don't have any business loans. I've had, in previous businesses, but normally if you have equipment and assets and all this good stuff going, the bank will loan on it, especially a business after so many years and all the numbers are good. But this year they just said, nope, we're not doing that because of COVID. So, excuse the light here, but we're going outside. So, how do you handle that? I don't know, because I've had 2 different people this fall that said that they were going to help me out with certain projects that I'm taking on because they're big, and I committed to them. I committed to it with a customer, and then last minute, you got to deal with a customer, so you can't back out. My investors backed out to personal problems that they had. So we got a barge sitting outside here too, waiting on a specialty product. But how do you overcome that with people that say, hey, we got your back, and then in the last minute, they flake on you, whatever you want to call it. It puts you in a hard situation. We'll overcome it. But I just want the people that are watching this to know that it's not easy. Growing the shops aren't easy. Paying cash is probably the hardest way to go. It truly is. And I encourage anybody out there that wants to get in the welding business to do it and stick with it. There's a lot of work out there. There's a lot of money to be had. There's a lot of good stuff. Things to do are get a name, build a name brand, get something that's recognizable. Okay, so years ago we started using Barge Guy. I was able to get the website built, get bargeguy.com, and we're getting a name brand out across the country, and people start to know the name Barge Guy. We're working on an online store that should be up first of the year. We're getting all of our custom parts machined out, and they got our name in it, which we got our custom pulleys now, crane heads, cleats, through holes, all kinds of stuff we got going on that are just built for us with our brand name on it, and we're selling it. So, online store. So I'm kind of jumping around here. So it's 2020, into December, and my goals were to expand the shops, which I did, take care of my mistake of not doing the steel work, which we needed to do so desperately to get the steady cash flow back in the door. Because what I did is we got rid of the repair work, and then people were asking for the repair work. And the reason I did it was because we got people in line to build barges that have been waiting 6 months. And when you go into repair work, it messes the schedule up. It pushes that guy back that was waiting 6 months to have his barge done. So it wasn't fair to the guys that needed the barge done, but the guys needed the repair work done. And I really felt bad about it, because that's how I built my business, and I've always been a repair person. So I got the shop, I expanded that, put a lot of money into it, and it's working out, okay? We're finally getting some manpower in here. Our other biggest problem is keeping stuff organized. It is the biggest challenge, and I think I talked about this last time. The biggest challenge is organization and knowing what products you got in, where they are, inventory. So we got signs now, and this goes kind of that corporate thing, which I really don't like, that oh, you gotta, sign for everything. And I don't like it, and some of the guys don't like it. But the truth is, there's something to that structured system that has to happen when you get to a certain size in a shop. And we're there. So it is what it is. I'll show you a couple more little things we got here. You guys have listened to enough, but 2020 is the most challenging year with COVID, parts delays. I mean, we ordered an engine back in April, and it's still not here. I shelled out $12,000 cash, had to pay for it because special order, and it still never showed up. And they blame that on COVID. But the thing is I paid for it. I had to reimburse my customer for it. We got a lot of situations like that this year, and it makes it hard, really, really hard when you can't get parts or the parts are delayed. And with the part delays, it straight out cost you money. And you say, how's that? It's cost you money because now you can't get a project done that you're trying to keep on your schedule, and your schedule is really how the money comes in. So it's so important to keep on schedule because that's your cash flow. And with COVID this year, it's really wrecked our flow of stuff, and it's caused a lot of problems. On the back side of it, the employees don't ever see it, and there's no need for them to see it. I'm sure they'll watch this video. And it's business, but most people don't understand how badly everybody has been affected on getting parts. At one point this year, we couldn't get our engines, our outboard engines, so we had barges done, waiting to go, and we couldn't get an engine. So then the barge sits in here and ties up our shop space, delays the next barge, and there you go. You can see the cash flow problem. So one of the other problems was getting trailers. It's not the trailer guys. The trailer guys are slammed. But the problem for them is the same thing. They can't get parts. So it don't matter how fast they can build a trailer, and they build nice trailers. But they just can't get the parts. And if you can't get the part, you can't build it. Well, guess what? Because we can't get a trailer, we can't deliver a barge or the engine or get it titled. We had a problem getting titled this year. There's been so many issues that people don't understand or see that we're trying to deal with on the backside, on the office side. And a lot of the things, so one thing, we went and bought a trailer from somebody else this year. We got forced into it. $10,000 I had to pay. The same month I had to pay the $12,000 for the engine that never showed up. There's $20-some thousand in a few seconds. And I don't even want to add it up. At some point we will because of taxes, but it's amazing how much money I spent this year. The customers don't know it because we couldn't get a part, so I upgraded it to something better to keep the customer happy and get it out the door instead of stalling a project. And I'm sure there's a lot of other people like that. So yeah, challenging year. I don't know what next year's gonna bring. We're already busy. We're booked months into it. We're pushing 10 guys. My goal for next year is just to study the shop out, which should be pretty easy, and then get my guys health insurance. I think that kind of stuff will keep the guys here, and my guys are steady. They don't jump around on me. They're here for the long haul. They get paid good. They know it, and I appreciate the work they do. So I think it's important for us to get insurance, which shows them that we care about them also and their families. Like I said earlier in this thing, if your employees don't feel good or they're struggling at home for whatever reason it is, whether it's insurance or money, you're gonna have a problem at work. And it's easy to say, hey, don't bring it into work, but it happens. It happens all the time. So I appreciate you listening to me talk. Some of it's repetitive. I just want to let you know you're not alone. in the aspects of the problems this year and the banks and trying to get loans, and it's been a nightmare. So thanks for watching, bargeguy.com. This is I think video number 3 in how to successfully build a welding fabrication shop, and we'll probably do one next year at the end of it, see how it goes. So if you guys are following, thank you. If you want to leave comments, I'm sure there's some way to do it. We'll figure that out. Everybody can figure it out with us, but comments are always welcomed. And if you got a question, you know, about setting a shop up or how to do it, I would be more than happy to try to talk to you about it and explain it to you, get you some ideas, guidelines. The biggest thing is definitely do a business plan. If you don't do a business plan, you don't even know how much money to charge on things, or how to charge for anything. So if you want, you can reach out to me. My email address is bargeguy@yahoo.com. Just ask for Eric. It might take me a little bit to get back to you. We got a lot going on, but I'd be more than willing if you're trying to set up a new welding shop or have questions, or even about aluminum stuff, because it's not out there. A lot of the stuff that we're doing in this shop is not out there, and I don't mind sharing it to help somebody. So have a good holiday. Happy New Year's coming up. Again, thanks for watching. bargeguy.com.